Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at some of the different CSS components that Bootstrap offers. Now if you go to getbootstrap.com and you go to components, you'll see down the side here there's all the different components, and that'll give you different snippets, many of which I'm going to show you now. So we're going to start with buttons, something really simple. So buttons can be either input, they can be input tags, they can be button tags, or they can be links, A tags. So let's start out with just a button, and we're going to give it a class of btn and then btn default. Alright, and then in here we'll just say button. Okay, so if we look at this, you can see that that's how it's formatted. Okay, it looks nice and clean. Now if we want to use an input, which would be either a button or a submit input, we could do that. So input class, and the classes are the exact same, whether it's a link or an input or a button. Okay, this would have a type of button and then a value. Alright, and then I'm just going to copy that. I don't know why the indentation is messed up here. Okay, now it could also be an input with the type of submit if it was a form. So let's take a look at that. Okay, you can see those look the exact same. And we can also have a link, okay, with those classes. Okay, we'll just give it an href. Okay, and now that link looks the exact same as the buttons and the input. Now we have a lot of different classes we can use to change the look of the buttons. So I'm going to just grab this first one here. And let's go down here and just put some line breaks. Okay, I'm going to paste this in a few times. And the first one here, we have default. You saw that, it's white. We also have button dash success. If we look at that, you can see that that's green. We have dash info. That makes it blue. We have warning. That makes it yellow. And we also have danger, which you probably guessed makes it red. Okay, so we have these different contexts that we can use with these buttons. And then we actually have one called link to, if we want to say button dash link, and that'll just kind of format it as a link, no background, no border, or anything like that. Okay, so that pertains to color and I guess overall design of the button. If we want to change the size, we can do that as well. So let's say this button here, we want to add a class called btn-lg for large. And now if we reload, you can see that that button is bigger. Alright, we can also make it small with btn-sm. And now you can see this button is smaller. Alright, so moving on, we can also have button groups. So let's put a div, and we're going to give it a class of btn-group. And here I'm just going to grab this button, and let's paste that in. So this will be left. This will be middle and right. Alright, so if we go and reload, you can see that we have this group of buttons. So we have rounded corners on the left and right side. In the middle doesn't have any rounded corners. Okay, so it's a nice little group. So next thing we're going to look at is glyphicons. So if we go to our Bootstrap components menu item, you'll see all these icons we can use, and we can just basically throw those in span tags. So let me give you an example. We'll say span class and let's just grab one of these. We'll grab this tag right here, this class, copy it, and we'll paste it right in there. And then if we go over and reload, you can see we get that icon. Now it's very important that if you use these icons, you have to include this fonts folder that comes with Bootstrap, and you want to include these glyphicon files. Alright, if you don't have that, it's just going to show up as a little square. Alright, now if you want to change the size of these, you can just change the font size. So for instance, let's add a style tags up here, and let's give that icon another class we can use. We'll say icon-lg, and then up here we'll say icon.icon-lg, font size 40 pixels. And if we reload, now you can see that changed the size of the icon. Alright, now we can also put icons right inside buttons as well. So if we grab this button here, and then I'm going to just take or copy this span and put it right in here. And let's just get rid of that button LG. I mean, not button LG, icon LG. Reload, and now you can see we have a icon inside of the button. Alright, next thing we're going to look at are breadcrumbs. So what we can do is take an OL, an ordered list tag, and inside that, I actually want to give that a class of breadcrumb. And we'll do li. Okay, so that'll say home, and then we'll copy that. So this one, let's say category, and then this one technology. Okay, now this one I want to be active, so we're going to give it a class of active, and if we reload, you can see we have a nice little breadcrumb area that would go at the top of our article or the top of our page. Okay, next thing we have pagination, and it's quite a bit of HTML, so I'm just going to grab it from here. If we click on pagination, okay, you can see that we get these little blocks. I'm just going to grab that. It's all in a nav tag. Paste that in. Whoops, why did that happen? Okay, so I don't know why the indent is messed up, but I'll just leave it like that, and we'll save. And we have the little pagination area. Now we also have something called labels that we can use. Okay, so for a label, that will go in a span tag, and we'll give it a class of label. And just like the buttons, they have their own contextual classes, so this will be a label default. And if we take a look at that, okay, that's what a label looks like. If I copy this, okay, so let's change this one to success. Basically just like the buttons. This one will be info. Danger. Okay, I think that's all of them. Oh no, we have primary too, that's right. primary is blue, and I think I left that one out of the buttons. Let me check in a minute. Yeah, let's go up here and let's see. Yeah, so we also have that. We also have primary as an option. Okay, so if we save that, now you can see we get the primary blue button, and then down here we have all of our labels. Okay, we also have badges. So we'll just put a link here, and let's say inbox. Let's say we had a link for our inbox, and we just want to have a label with the number of emails in this inbox. So we could say span class badge, and then let's say we had 50 emails. Okay, save that, reload, and you can see we have this inbox, and we have a badge next to it with 50. And I actually want this in the container. Alright, so that's a badge. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and stop here, and then in the next video we'll continue with the rest of the Bootstrap CSS components.